story, but we're not our story. We recognize that we have a bigger God, and we seek to, in that recognition, embody that as a system, a way of belief, and it's something that each of us, each of us can do, no charge other than the time. So you got to stay home. Now's the time. Pick up the book or go online. You can do this. Each one of you, each one of us, and we're all part of the greater one. Stop looking at and out into the world as those and they, and start seeing just the one. Stop seeking to self identify in a way that self separates. You can't, in truth, be separate from the creative force source of the universe, but you can experience your life expression as if that's true. Just like you can experience your life expression as if limitation is true or unhappiness is true. You know, happiness is another one of those things that is available to each and every one of us. But we have to make the choice for happiness. It is, again, it's a skill that we can learn. And when we do learn to create, to generate happiness within, we're also learning to bring ourselves that much closer to the source of the creativeness of all that is. It's there, it's available. Too many people tell us that we can't. Too many people tell us that we're not, and you can put anything after. We're not wealthy enough, pretty enough, handsome enough, talented enough, intelligent enough, spiritual enough, and whatever. Okay, none of that's true, because we have a bigger God. We have a bigger God no matter who we are, no matter where we're at. Maybe we got to make up some ground because we have, through ignorance, put ourselves in situations that have made life a little bit more of a struggle than for others. So what? The two most powerful words in the English language, I am. And the second two are so what? When you can get to the point where you can look out into the world, to what's going on, and you can say so what to that from a point of confidence. You say so what to that from a point of belief that right now, where you're at, you have a bigger God, greater abundance, greater goodness, greater power, greater availability to anything that you may need, want, and desire in order to express your life at a higher, greater degree of livingness. Say so what to beliefs in doubt. Say so what to fear. You got a bigger God, a greater good. As each one of us do that, we grow. As each one of us do that, as we seek to uplift the rest of everything, we become an integral part of a greater world. That's our challenge. This is my personal belief. This is our time. This is the time for us to call ourselves into account. This is our time to get back to our roots, if you will. I believe that in 1918, in Venice, California, Dr. Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick Holmes, at their metaphysical sanitarium, treated patients and had no failures. I believe they treated people over the telephone and had no failures. I don't believe there was any reason for Fenwick to suggest otherwise as he was writing that book. And we have too many other pioneers and practitioners that, as we read their stories and we read about what they did and the successes that they had in their expression of this philosophy. Whether you want to look at a Joel Goldsmith, who wasn't a religious science practitioner, but he was a New Thought practitioner. Whether you want to look to Neville, or whether you want to look to Joseph Murphy, or whether you want to look to Emmett Fox, you can go on and on. Whether you want to look to Dr. Johnny Coleman, whether you want to look to the Fillmores, we can go on and on. The Brooks sisters, go back to Judge Tord, go back further to Phineas Quimby, go back to Mary Baker Eddy even, Emma Curtis Hopkins. We can look there. And in our looking, in our searching, we'll find a common thread of truth, of wisdom. And we can utilize it. We can utilize it in a way that becomes a science of living, available to each and every one of us. That's our time for today. I hope I gave you some food for thought. I hope that you put your principles into practice, your understanding, each and every day. Okay, we have to shelter in place, but we can grow. We can take that shelter and blow it out into a greater good. That's our challenge. I'll see you next week. As we go through the week, know the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, the presence of God watches over you, wherever you are, in that place where you're at right now. God is there. If God's there, all is well. Have a great week. You can always reach out. I do answer, people that send me questions. Be happy to talk to you. Have a great week. Blessings. See you next week.